if you're lower bowl near the center, $100,000 a ticket on the secondary market. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Business of Sports with Joe Dang. PGA Tours in Fort Worth. We will make picks with Johnny Lyon, Greg Hines from Windyke, and, of course, Mickey Barker, the czar of public golf. We will make our picks on the Colonial at Fort Worth, where people are not showing up. You know, this is the 80th time they will be playing at Colonial. And even famous Texans that live in Dallas, 15 minutes away from this classic golf course that Ben Hogan helped make famous, Colonial National Golf Course. They're not coming. No Scheffler, no Spieth. And there are going to be some changes on the PGA Tour. We'll talk about some of that with those guys. That comes up, your final segment of the show. So the New York Knicks await. The ticket prices are crazy. And 2 years ago, and this is now being brought into the forefront, Becky Hammond, who, you know, a lot of people think will become the first women's coach in the NBA, she made a comment a couple of years ago, and she's in the WNBA as a head coach now. She made the comment referring to Jalen Brunson. She said, if your best player is 6'2" or smaller, you're not winning a title. She cited Allen Iverson a couple of times in MVP. Never won a title. You got to be bigger than 6'2" if you're the best player on the team. That's all she said. And she said, I just said that 2 years ago. I don't know why everybody's bringing this up, but time will tell. We'll see if that is the case. I think anybody, and the odds makers are saying the same thing, whoever wins the West, I think is going to win the NBA crown. Could be back-to-back for Oak City. Could be this team of the future, OKC. If it's going to be OKC, Victor Wembanyama's got to show up. He was 4 of 15 last night. He only took 15 shots. When Hartenstein was on him, he was 3 of 11. They got physical with him. He only took 15 shots, as I said. He only had 6 rebounds in the game. In the meantime, even with the Thunder star, SGA, off to a terrible start. He was 0 for 4 with 3 turnovers in the first 2 or 3 minutes of that game. But he had an excellent finish. 32 points, perfect from the free throw line, 9 assists. Holmgren had his best game, 16 points, 11 rebounds. They were really getting on him for not producing. Holmgren produced in this game. Hartenstein was the best. He was a plus 24. He had 12 and 15, and his defense on Wemby made a big difference. When Caruso scores in game 4, when they got blown out, he had no points. First game, he had like 31 points, or the second game in that series. He had 22, 6 assists last night. The bench was big. So I got the feeling the Spurs win Game 6, and then Game 7 is going to be something else to watch. That is for sure. In Game 6, the Spurs are 3.5-point favorites going back home, and that'll be tomorrow night. I don't know if you saw this story. ESPN's making a big deal about it, but it's an interesting story to me. And Dennis Philippi, who will join us here in just a minute, might have something on this, but Travis Kelce bought a stake in the Cleveland Guardians, the baseball team. I like Travis Kelce. I think he and his brother are both very charismatic. I had no idea how diverse in his investments. Listen to what Kelce owns or has a stake in. Besides the baseball team, he owns a part of a Formula One racing team. He owns part of an amusement park. He owns part of a mattress company, part of a beer company, part of a restaurant. He and his brother have this podcast, which has made them millions of dollars. And on top of that, he invested in Taylor Swift. That guy's pretty good.
A restaurant with Patrick Mahomes, too, right?
I think so. And, Patrick Mahomes has a piece of the Kansas City Royals. So the two teammates have parts of teams, that are in the same division. I imagine there's some crap being given on both sides there. And right now the Guardians are up, way up, on the Kansas City Royals. The prognosticators have talked now about the American and Group of Six football and have come up with odds. These odds are not good, and we're going to be talking about some of the statements Charles Huff made when Joe Dink joins us in a little bit. But BetMGM says the Tigers are the fifth best team in the American. They have Navy, UTSA, Army, Tulane, Memphis at fifth, then ECU, USF, and North Texas. Now, the ESPN has this thing called SP Plus, which is an efficiency metric. They have in the conference Navy won. So Navy is a consensus team, even though they lost their two best players, a quarterback who is one of the best quarterbacks ever at Navy, and a linebacker who's been their leading tackler like the last 3 years. But they love him. So Navy is number one, not only by BetMGM, but also by the ESPN efficiency metric. Memphis is two in the efficiency metric. In that metric, Boise is the number one team in the group of six. UNLV is the number two team in the group of six. Memphis plays both those teams on the road in two of the first three games, sandwiched around a game at home against Arkansas State, which is, for Arkansas State, that's a big rival game. Those three games are going to let you know just how good Memphis is going to be. If they go 3-0, they would be in the driver's seat to end up being the group of six rep in the playoffs. But we will wait and see on all of that. As I sit here in the Family Leisure Studios, I got to remind everybody they do have the ultimate pool party going on. I think that chemical sale still going on where you can get chlorine at a really good price, which everybody needs, unless you got a salt pool. And then there's other things you need to make sure the pH balance is correct. And let me tell you, my guys at Family Leisure, they got everything you need. And now they got the sale on the above ground pools. They've been experts at that forever. At under $4,000, you can get one of those. They also are now doing in-ground pools. And this is state-of-the-art stuff here they are doing. Those are under $50,000. So if you've been thinking about a pool, it's at $50,000 about as good as you are going to get. All in-stock patio furniture, price to move. The 5-piece patio furniture sets start at under $1,000. And the outdoor sectionals, some of this beautiful, all this new fabric that's perfect. If rain hits, you don't have to move anything. Those come in at under $1,300. You get a free umbrella and a base with any of the patio furniture sets, and if you mention us, you'll get $200 off the purchase of a pool or a spa. That's what's happening over at Family Leisure. In the meantime, it is time for Dennis on Dave.
That's on me, Dave. I forgot about that.
Ah, well, there we go. So, Dennis on Dave. Boom. Good morning.
All right, my biggest takeaway from the Knicks-Cavs series is that even though I've never seen him in anything, I hate Timothy Chalamet.
Whoa.
I just hate this man-spreading. He's just, I don't believe that he's a real fan. I think he's a fan of appearing to be a fan. He's just there to be famous. He doesn't care about the Knicks. He's just there to be famous.
Well, he said some stupid things in the last year.
I can't stand this guy.
I will tell you, the guy's a great actor.
That's what I hear. He played Bob Dylan.
He
was
played
in the
Dylan.
movies.
He did this ping pong guy.
Yeah, he's supposed to be amazing.
Marty Supreme was excellent in that. He's been excellent in everything he's ever done.
I can't stand it.
And he's got Kylie Jenner as a girlfriend, for goodness sake.
Well, I don't care about that, but I can't stand the guy. Now, mind you, I wouldn't want to be stuck in an elevator with Tracy
Let me
Morgan
get this
either.
right. Let me get this right. You've never seen the guy.
I've never seen anything
and you
he's ever
don't
done.
like him?
And I can't stand him. No, see, that's the thing. I don't have an opinion.
That sounds like a very uneducated opinion.
I don't have an opinion about him as an actor. I'm talking about as a person. I don't like him
because
as a
you
person.
see him at a game.
He seems disingenuous, and plus, the whole man-spreading thing is just bugging me. And you saw that the Cavs wouldn't sell them courtside seats, so all the famous Knicks fans had to sit on the second row.
Oh, that's too bad.
In Cleveland, yeah, which must be just terrible.
Well, they lost some money on that one because these guys are willing to spend $100,000 on the ticket.
Well, plus they had to be in Cleveland, and I've spent plenty of time in Cleveland.
Now, Cleveland gets a bad rap. There's some good parts of Cleveland.
Okay, when you have to say there's some good parts of Cleveland, that's not exactly a ringing endorsement of a city. Speaking of Cleveland, Kenny Atkinson, who in my notes here, it says the soon-to-be former head coach of the Cavaliers. But
Well,
the Cavaliers
that is
have announced
incorrect.
they're bringing him back. They are bringing him back.
Just a year ago, it's the coach of the year.
Yeah, but he said before Game 4
Oh, that was stupid.
that the Cavs were beating the Knicks analytically. Former sixth man of the year, Eddie Johnson, immediately called for him to be fired. He's like, for that statement alone, he should be fired.
I will admit that was one of the dumbest things ever said by a guy that is presumably pretty smart.
Now, he's been saying he said a lot of dumb stuff during this series. So, of course, did James Harden, who said that he believes the Cavs were the better team. He thinks the Cavs were the better
swept.
team by historic
Losing
numbers.
the last
they got
game by
swept.
37 at home.
Yeah. James Harden is stupid. That's given. During halftime of Game 4, Charles Barkley said that the Cavs are the living definition of the word quit.
Whew.
At this time, it is being reported that Atkinson will return to the Cavs next season. I think that is still kind of up in the air. Other weird things that are going on.
Whoa, why?
Because
they just announced he was back.
There's so much backlash going on right now. Everybody in sports is saying, fire this guy. And the Cavs are, we're going to keep him.
How many times have you seen, to say this, but they did get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
How many times have you seen a vote of confidence mean a guy's immediately
guy
going
was
to get fired?
coach of the year a year before. So, like, if you were the comedian of the year and then you had a bad routine, your next routine, would that make you just terrible and you should quit your job?
Yeah, if I tanked a special. Yeah, when I did a special on HBO and I sucked, yeah, that should be time to hang it up. Say, okay, look, I can't do this anymore. The Padres, by the way, for the last few years, nobody's noticed this until recently. The Padres have been selling an FTD burger at Petco. FTD burger.
Isn't that flowers?
Well,
FTD?
let's put it this way: the Padres really, really hate the Dodgers. So you put together what FTD means.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And they've been selling this burger for years, and nobody noticed until recently that they were selling, an FTD burger because they hate the Dodgers. You guys have to figure that out. That's as close as I can come.
No, I get it. It's F the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
But how do they? How is that marketed? When you go up to when you go up in the concession stand, is it written on the board FTD?
Yes.
For $22 or whatever
it
these
just
things
says
cost.
FTD burger, right? Big old letters there at Petco. Speaking of obscenities I can't repeat on the air, during an Arizona State-Texas softball game, some unidentified person apparently discovered one of ESPN's ambient sound microphones that was secreted in the stands, and whispered obscenities in it. Whispered obscenities into this microphone that went out live on ESPN, not on the Deuce, not on Ocho, on the mothership.
Yeah,
and it went out live. They have no idea who this was. Now, I'm not telling you people what to do, but now that we know there are microphones hidden out there in the stands to get the crowd sound, you people know what to do. Look for them.
You're saying find the hidden microphones and
yes, that's
cuss
exactly
in them?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yes, you people know what to do. It looks like if FIFA wants to sell out the stadium in Dallas for the World Cup, they're going to have cushion night. They've sold somewhere between 35 and 50% of the tickets for the World Cup.
Well, have you seen
Dallas.
the prices?
Yeah, it's insane. Everything about this World Cup is crazy, but they're having trouble selling tickets to that. Speaking of having trouble selling tickets, Kiefer Sutherland. Did you know Kiefer Sutherland, the star of 24, has a band? Did you know he has a band? He has a band.
I think I did know that.
And the other day he had to announce that he's canceling his upcoming tour for what he called extreme low ticket sales.
Wow. I wonder, Kevin
And
Bacon.
Kiefer Sutherland had announced this on his own Instagram page. He is on his
all
own
these
page.
guys. Dennis Quaid's got a band. Kevin Bacon's got a band. He and his brother were
Bacon
just
Brothers.
in Memphis.
Yeah.
How did they do? Do you have any idea?
As far as I know,
it was down in Mississippi.
As far as I know, they did fun. But they're like a real band. I just don't think anybody really wants to go see Kiefer Sutherland rock out. That's completely off track from sports. This is on track for sports. Johnny Manziel.
Oh, I've seen this.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel just won a UFC fight against a bum internet influencer.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm still not even clear on what that means.
Was that?
No, it's not. That wasn't Jake Paul. This is
No, but
a
it was
different
part
bum.
of like the Jake Paul formula where you're a social influencer.
Yeah, well, he was a
you
bum.
think you can do it.
He was a bum, and Manziel beat him pretty handily.
He did.
And then announced that he is no longer going to fight in UFC
Well,
fights.
it's a little like the Ronda Rousey thing. One and done.
I'm just saying,
Thank you for the bread.
I think it's a real shame that Johnny Manziel is hanging it up as a UFC fighter, because I would pay good money
To see him get
to
beaten
see
up?
people hit Johnny Manziel. Just that is I can't I would that's a pay-per-view for me. I don't care who wins.
How much would you pay? Maybe I can get this thing
I don't know,
arranged.
$30 or $40 probably. I'd do, just to see Manziel get his brains beaten. I don't care.
I think we got to go up in there. That's at least 100.
The enhanced games that we've been talking about coming up, the enhanced games, this is the games where the athletes are encouraged to use performance-enhancing drugs. They had their first event. The 50-meter backstroke was won by Hunter Armstrong, who immediately tested negative for any PEDs. He hadn't used any steroids, any performance enhanced. It's like he had no respect for the integrity of the enhanced games.
He's so good he didn't even need to follow the
It's
rules.
the enhanced games, Dave. This is what it's all about. It's all about being juiced. I just think he's spitting in the face of the enhanced games. Titans backup quarterback, former starting quarterback, backup quarterback Will Levis, paid what he described as an exorbitant amount of money to have somebody. He hired some cybersecurity people to try to erase a sex tape that he made with his girlfriend in college from the internet.
Good luck on that.
Will Levis apparently doesn't understand how the internet works. You once it's on the internet, it's never not going to be on the internet. But that's not the point. The point is, Will Levis made a sex tape with his girlfriend in college. Some East European guys got their hands on it and spread it out all over the internet. And he paid a ton of money to get it taken off the internet. What is so bad on this sex tape that he wants it erased from the internet?
No, would you want your kids to see that later in life?
I'm thinking there's just something about Will Levis that he doesn't want people seeing on the internet. I'm just saying. And in the 2028 Olympics, Dave, ninja warrioring will be part
like
of,
the stuff on the NBC?
Yes, it will be part of the modern pentathlon.
Why not? I could see that.
The modern pentathlon, widely considered to be the least watched event in the Summer Olympics. You know, the idea is that it was supposed to replicate being a soldier. So they have like they do some gun stuff like with lasers, and they swim and they run, and they had equestrian jumping where they rode horses and jumped over stuff.
That was part of the pentathlon?
That was part of the modern pentathlon.
Okay.
Well, it turns out modern pentathletes really hated that because, you have to buy a horse. And you have to train a horse.
And you got to have a gun.
And you have to ship your horse to the Olympics. So they have eliminated the equestrian jumping and put in ninja warrioring. In fact, there is a game show in Japan, Ninja Warrior. They hired that company to build the glorified jungle bars.
Actually, that sounds brilliant to me. So what are the 5 events going to be? We still got shooting?
There's still shooting, swimming, running, and the
Ninja Warrior
and then Ninja
monkey
Warrior.
bar thing.
At one point, apparently, this is just what a report that I read. The horses were so problematic, a coach punched a horse.
Oh no!
There was an actual.
Was
horse
Alex
punching.
Karras around for that?
He is just a pawn in Game of Life.
Thank you, Dennis, as always. We appreciate it. Dennis, being the sweet guy that he is brought to you by Dinstall's this week's Summer Sizzler Special. It's pecan rolls, white, fluffy divinity. dipped in fresh caramel. Who couldn't like that? And then rolled in crisp pecans. Buy one, get one, starting tomorrow all the way through next Wednesday. How about that? Buy one of the pecan rolls, you get a second one. Also, chocolate-covered strawberries, grapes, and pineapple. They are all in now. If you haven't tried chocolate-covered pineapple, it's pretty interesting, pretty good. Stop in today. Stock up for the weekend. Everything starts tomorrow. And we told you, pecan rolls, if you haven't tried it, I think you're going to like it. Stop by any of the 5 locations. You know where they are. In the Burbs, Collierville, Germantown, downtown, where they make it. And that is on Pleasant View and in my neck of the woods in Laurelwood. You got 5 spots, and it's pecan rolls, this week's Summer Sizzler Special. It's always special when Joe Dank joins us. He's in the house on the business of sports. That comes your way next.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey, everybody, I hope you're ready for summer because all the new Silverados are right here in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet. No interest financing or $7,000 in cash. So go big with a brand new HD Silverado and make no payments all summer. No payments all summer with your new Trax, Colorado truck, or new Traverse with the 3rd row seating because your good credit deserves it. And this is Military Appreciation Month, and our friends at All-Star love our military. In May, get a $1,000 Military Appreciation bonus on almost every Chevy model here, 1,000. And if you want a barely driven certified Chevy or the hottest pre-owned Chevys on the market, All-Star is spot on. Tahoes, Suburbans, even Trailblazers. And for all your fleet and commercial vehicle needs, express cargo passenger vans and all, they're here. That's right, at All-Star Chevy because they're a top-rated business elite dealer. Together, let's drive. Don't miss the Ready for Summer event going on now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner. Maybe start with an appetizer like our baked sweet peculiar peppers stuffed with goat cheese and mozzarella, finish with basil pistou, and move on to one of our cozy dishes like the double chocolate stout braised boneless beef short ribs with tonkatsu sauce and creamy mashed potatoes. Or a fresh seafood dish like our pan-roasted ginger-buttered sea bass with cilantro soy vinaigrette. I get hungry just talking about it. Don't forget about dessert, our famous sweet buttermilk pie with brown sugar sauce, or drink your dessert with one of our signature dessert cocktails like the lemon cheesecake martini, lemony, icy, frothy, and dusted with graham cracker crumbs. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
The Gossett Mitsubishi Epic Sale Down is on. Get America's best back vehicles with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and epic deals. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike for 2026 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $30,660 or $419 a month. And every remaining 2025 Eclipse Cross, $5,000 off MSRP. 2026 Mitsubishi Outlander, $30,310 or $399 a month. Plus, all remaining 2025 Outlanders, $6,000 off MSRP. And 2026 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, $26,055 or $399 per month. Plus, Tennessee residents get an additional $1,000 off all 26 Outlander Sports. So hurry to Gossett Mitsubishi, 1956 Covington Pike, online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett and Gossett Motor Cars.
Cross TZ 003143, MSRP 31060, Outlander TZ 020866, MSRP 32810, Sport TU 01428, MSRP 28555, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895, excludes tax title and licensee dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
I love talking the business of sports with Joe Dank. He's brought to you by Shell Dunn, and that's talking about the business of real estate, whether you're competing on a golf course, the baseball diamond, the gridiron, or the hardwood. If you follow your competition, you're always behind them. Sheldon Rosengarten, Mark Spensdorf, well, he says... You got to take the lead. You've got to execute a plan. He's got the plan, a strategic marketing program that has absolutely been a winner for 40 years because he works it. He works it 365, 24/7. He'll tell you, talk to 2 or 3 different real estate brokers. Just make sure that he's one of them. If you don't have a good coach, good guidance, a strategic plan like he's got, you'll head to the locker and you'll lose out to other homes selling while you sit. With steady interest rates, there's a lot of activity in the market, and the inventory, by the way, has increased. So it's even more important to get into the best position before the game starts. How do you do that? You call him, Shell Dunn, at 483-0546, or go to the website. You'll see the rave reviews at memphisrelocate.com. That's Sheldon Rosengarten, 483-0546, or memphisrelocate.com. Good morning, Joe. We've got the meetings down in Miramar, Florida. SEC is pondering college football playoff expansion. The Big Ten has said it's either going to be 12 or 24. 16 is not in the realm of possibility, although I don't know why, because I think they actually threw out 16 a year ago. So you got those 3. Which one, in your mind, if you think they should do anything at all, which is the best format?
Well, look, I mean, the 12-team format has been pretty good and been pretty exciting during these first 2 rounds of doing that. I think that
it's been really good for the Big Ten too. They've won them both.
Well, again, outcomes aside, what's best for the overall sport, and what's best to preserve a couple of things here. A lot of talk right now is centering on the preservation or the elimination of the conference championship games.
Only at 24, because that's the week
I understand.
that they would use.
The other issue is, as you expand the field, you, I think, have impact on late season, regular season games, insofar as they're maybe not that important anymore, simply because somebody's already made the playoff field.
See, I can make an argument both ways on that.
Yep.
Because I can make the argument, okay, seeing your point, let's just say Alabama and Auburn for the Iron Bowl are both in the playoff, and they go, oh, you know what? Even though it's the biggest rivalry game in the South, we're not going to play our quarterbacks today because I don't want them hurt. We're already in the playoffs. But the other argument could be Tennessee and Kentucky are playing. The winner of that might actually make the playoff, or the winner of that might get a home game. These late season games may actually have more meaning about getting into the playoffs or home field. So I could go either way on that.
Well, but you are likely to always have in one or more of the conferences a late season game that matters. With the 12 team, with a 16, you'd have had it with an 18. I mean, because there's a point where there's a win and you're in kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That's going to happen. What you don't want is where you're in and you don't have to win. And that's my fear that when you go to 24.
And there could be a couple of those games, but I really think in the long run, and I'm not for 24, and I'll tell you partially why. I'm not for 24, but I don't think the dilution of the regular season is the bigger problem. if you look, and let's be honest, the Big Ten wants to go 24 because they want to bring Fox into it. That's their network. They would make more money. They would get more of their teams in. That's the whole reason. This is not for the group of 6. This is not for automatic qualifiers that from the 11 different conferences. This is to get more at-large teams in so that the Big Ten and also the SEC and the Big 12 and the ACC are all for it. So they would all get in, and so would Notre Dame. So, this is a money grab for them, and it's to bring Fox in. ESPN's not even for it. They don't want to bring in a partner.
Well, they're in the catbird seat, so of course they don't want to vacate the catbird seat, right? First of all, they have some limited supply that affects demand proportionally. That's good for them. They have a long-term deal. They would like it to stay probably where it is right now. I think there's at 24, there is a huge roadblock, a logjam here, or if you will, of a lot of things coming together in those early December weeks, not the least of which the elimination of conference championship games. The Army-Navy thing floats in there somewhere, but then even more importantly, and we've seen the impact already, and that is the presence of the NFL on Saturdays at that time of the year.
Right.
And so I just don't know. And we always say, what is the tipping point? What is enough? What is too much? And it was seemingly, we always seem to find a way to accommodate more. But I don't know. This just gets to be a tougher one. And you just have to, who knows? The other thing is this, and I just don't know, again, how much is enough and what type of demand. Yes, Fox wants a piece of college football postgame. And the easiest route to do it and to dislodge from ESPN is to go big so that it calls for more than one.
Right.
They had their chance to bid on this. They got beat, and now they're on the outside looking in. So they have to support this expansion because they I think perceive their only way in is as one of multiple partners presenting postseason. They're not prepared to buy the whole thing.
Well, here's the other problem. Conference championships. I heard from these meetings, these SEC meetings, that the league made $100 million from the SEC championship game last year. How much of that would actually be made by this extra round of playoff games with extra teams coming in? Would they make up $100 million that they're making with the playoff? And plus which, the 12 works for me, because I think there should be automatic qualifiers. I think the champions should be a part of it. And selfishly, the group of 6 gets 1 seat, and I don't want that going away.
Look, I think the point you make is a good one. The $100 million on the Southeast Conference Championship football game, if they thought, Dave, that they could make up for that loss of that money, I think this would already be decided. I think that's the hang up right now for the SEC to get on board at 24. Now, what is so interesting is they may make $100 million on their game. The rest of the conference championship games may not add up to that.
Well, that's true.
So they're in a really unique.
The Big Ten championship game has to have
But it's not
money.
as big. I mean, look, that thing has never had that. It's in Indianapolis. It's always been a little bit tougher. They don't sell it out. I don't know that they ever have necessarily.
How about the Big 12 or the ACC?
Those are the same thing. I mean, the SEC, I think it was the first. It's certainly the best. It has been forever, and I think it will continue to stay that way. It's just that is a unique thing, and that's really been a big deal. And I think part of it is, I mean, those schools have limited NFL footprints on top of them. They have all of that. That has always worked out really well for them. You get into Big Ten country, there's a lot of NFL teams in the Big Ten country. I mean, let's face it. And the interest tends to really shift and focus at that late December when you're in those final 4 or 5 weeks of the NFL season and things like that. So the SEC has a real issue by losing their conference championship game, but it's unique to them, is my point.
They have till December 1st.
I know.
The SEC is not going to make anything here.
Nope.
This thing by the Big Ten, 24 or 12 or bust, your gut feel, because my gut feel is even with the ACC, Notre Dame, and the Big 12 all with the Big 10, I think at least for another year they're going to stay at 12.
If I had to pick, that's the pick.
Yeah.
Stay at 12.
Yeah.
You know, it's the biggest thing is you can't make a case that 12 is broken.
No, they've made money.
Exactly.
And ESPN, by the way, has some influence. They don't want it. So we'll stay tuned on that. Last week at a Rotary luncheon downtown, new Tiger football coach Charles Huff made some very declarative comments regarding conference alignment into a Power 6, and he even said in 2028, he was pretty specific. The one thing he did say that I thought was really interesting, he goes, I believe in visualization. You got to say it out loud to help make it come true. But very specific there. Maybe you know something we don't know. What were your thoughts? Because I know you brought this up to me. What were your thoughts when you saw what Charles Huff told the Rotary?
Look, I on a list of things that I think would make maybe more sense for him to talk about going into this new year, I would start with a remodeled stadium and a new fan experience and a new approach from him playing and a new opportunity to move back up to the top of the American Conference and compete for championships in that. Remember, there is a path to the playoffs through the American Conference, and probably the best chance they would ever have is by winning that league as opposed to finishing 10th in the Big 12 or the ACC. Right. I just always will believe that. So from a football perspective, their best chance, no matter how many teams are there, their best chance will always be as an American Conference champion.
Well, okay. But what are their best chances of surviving in athletics? That would be in a Power 4 conference. They're not getting in the Big 10. Their only chances would be the SEC, ACC and the Big 12. Come on.
Well, look, I mean, this... I've been in Memphis now for 11 years. This is the only thing that's been talked about from there, is getting out of that conference and getting into a Power 4 conference. And there have been opportunities where the conferences have expanded and they've never been part of the equation and have not gotten good consideration. The other issue is if you're the new coach taking over a team that finished in 6th place, finish above 6th place. You know, you got a football team that's 6th and a basketball team that's 8th, and we're talking about this league. You know, we need to be in a better league.
Well,
you got to win this thing first.
First of all, when they say they got to be in a better league, it's about survival because the money just doesn't come in and the interest doesn't come in. That's indisputable. And your point is well taken. They're not like overachieving wins and losses in this league. But when they talk about being in a better league, that has nothing to do with it. It's about financial survival, in my estimation. I do find the fact that he was so specific to be very interesting. I want to move on because we're going to run out of time. The NBA Finals, and I mentioned the ticket prices in New York. We're on the secondary market. Just to be near center court, I'm not talking front row here. You got to spend $100,000 a ticket. I mean, you're talking about a kid's college education. You're talking about a down payment on a mortgage.
Right, but
for one game, one ticket.
I get that, but again, keep in mind, nobody is trading their kid's college education for that seat. The guys who are buying that seat can, and that's always the key. Here's some interesting other prices, though. These are get-in prices now on the secondary market for Game 3. Now, Game 3 will be the first home game for the Knicks. And that will be on Monday, June 8th. So it's coming. It's a week from Monday. Mm-hmm. The get-in price for that game is $3,700 right now. That's
the nosebleed at the top of the garden?
Now, to me, that's...
Is that secondary market or the ticket price?
No, that's secondary market now because, you know, the prices are move on the secondary market, right?
So wait a second. Just, I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. If I were a Knicks season ticket holder, and I have a nosebleed seat, what does that playoff game cost me that I am now selling for $3,700?
Yeah, right. That's a good one. I wish I knew that one.
Okay.
I don't have that one.
But I can
that is a good
understand that
one.
if I were a season
Well,
ticket holder and I spent
there's no question.
maybe I spent $300 on that ticket because that's the real playoff price, and I'm going to get $3,700, and I got two of those. That's a good month.
Well, look, Cleveland made special rules during these games in Cleveland that Cavs ticket holders could not sell their premium seats
To
on
the
the
Knicks
court
fans.
side to
Yeah.
Knicks fans simply because of that. But look, the Knicks being in the finals is going to be great for the NBA. It's going to be great for the story, and it's going to be special every night that there is a game in the Garden. But it's going to cost you $3,700 to get in. Here's an interesting comparison. The get-in price for the Super Bowl this year was $3,800.
Wow.
So Game 3 of the finals at the Garden equal to the Super Bowl as a get-in right now.
Let me ask you, in San Antonio or OKC, what's the get-in price there?
Well, funny you should ask. That I do have. San Antonio for Game 1, about $1,500.
Oh, wow. Less than half.
OKC, if it's Game 1, $2,000.
Okay.
So in that one,
it's
to 2,000
more in
range.
OKC than it is in San Antonio?
Well, they're the defending champs. They have SGA. They've got some other things going. The Wemby thing hasn't taken full hold yet.
It will.
I think it will. But it is interesting. But these tickets are obviously off the charts and is a big deal. But this is going to be a highly rated series. This is going to be a big series with the Knicks in it. I think hopefully it's a good series. You know, these games have been who wants a 37-point blowout, right? I mean, I'm tired of these.
Well, the Knicks just have beaten up everybody.
I know.
But I tend to think the West winner is going to win this thing. That's just me. We'll talk about that next week. But let me ask you this, put you on the spot. Because I don't know. I don't know who wins the Spurs OKC series.
Look, I don't know. I mean, you know, that's why they play them.
I can tell you this.
That's why they play 'em.
I would bet Wemby comes to play in Game 6 and wins that game. I mean, the guy took 15 shots last night. He was totally out-physical.
Yeah, I mean, we would love to see a Game 7, right? That's what we always want.
I think we will.
So
I really do.
I hope we do.
That ticket should be more than the Knicks ticket, but that's just me. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate it. We got to take a break. Joe's been brought to you in part by Southern Security. Maybe you're a small business owner. Maybe you're buying your first home. Southern Security is here to be your trusted financial partner. Not for profit. They can do things other banks can't, and they've been doing it for over 75 years. They've been serving the Mid-South with the best rates, the best service, the newest technology. See their new office in Collierville. It is incredible. They've got 7 locations. They've been voted the best credit union in the Mid-South for 7 years now. Find out how to make it easy and join by simply going to southernsecurity.org or talk to a human being at 901-452-7900. Southern Security is your home team credit union and federally insured by NCUA. Johnny Lyons standing by. Greg Hines standing by. Mickey Barker will be standing by. We make golf picks and talk some golf in just a minute right here on Wolo and Friends.
Let Bryant Dacus and Brett Norsworthy take you home every afternoon. Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Chris Pratt Price here with Metro Builders. If you were anywhere in the Mid-South lately, you felt it. High winds, hail, and storms rolling through hard. And here's the truth. If your roof took a hit, you may not see it yet. Hail and wind damage shingles can compromise your roof, opening the door for water intrusion. And once it gets in, the damage spreads fast. Ceilings, walls, insulation, even mold. That's why the sooner we inspect, the less damage you risk. Right now, Metro Builders has teams all over Memphis performing free inspections, handling same-day repairs, and providing emergency water mitigation services if needed. We'll show you exactly what we see, document everything, and help you take action before a small problem becomes a big one. Don't wait until you see water inside. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or book your inspection online at metrobuildersmemphis.com. That's Metro Builders Memphis. We don't just build, we build world class.
The summer sticker sales event is on at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Take your pick, 2026 Kia Sorrento LX or 2026 Kia Sportage Hybrid LX, $297 a month. 2026 Kia K4 LXS, only $219 a month. 2027 Kia Telluride S, we Gossett, $449 a month. All 24-month lease and $39.99 to its signing. Plus, Gossett Kia on the Pike's got 2026 EV9, $12,000 off MSRP or 0% for 60 months available. And every Gossett Kia comes with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Come see Bobby J and get your new Kia today at Gossett Kia. 1900 Covington Pike, online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee, 26 Kia Sorrento LX, TG 453,494, MSRP 34,280, Hybrid D 727,170, MSRP 31,865, K4T 33,0941, MSRP 24,825, Telluride VG 005,288, MSRP 44,510, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through KFA, excludes tax title license with approved credit, dealer stock only, see dealer for complete details, offer valid through 6/1/2026.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Gabe Woloshin.
Talk golf and make some picks with our friend Johnny Lyon. We got, I got to double click that, don't I? Yes. I got Greg Hines from Windeye Country Club. I got the czar of Memphis Public Golf, Mickey Barker. And since Memphis Public Golf brings you these picks every week, I got to ask you, Mickey Barker, what's new? What's going on? I know you got an Audubon championship this week. It seems like you are now trying to make a championship at every course. Plus, you got the Pub Links coming up in the future. Good morning.
We do. We do have a championship, a course championship at each of our 18-hole courses. So those are going on with the Audubon coming up on Saturday, which everybody looks forward to that one. We'll have 120 or so participants in it. Should have some really good scores. Also at Overton Park 9, we've got the Overton Park 99 coming up on Monday.
What is that? Overton Park 99? You got to play 99 holes?
Yeah, it's something you and I are familiar with, playing a marathon day. And so this group of guys, they're raising money for the Overton Park Conservancy and for the Lauren Roberts Scholarship Fund. And just a great group of guys that go out and they walk 99 holes on Monday,
God bless them.
June 1st.
God bless
so, yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Johnny Lyons, what did you think of the TPC Craig Ranch where they were 30 under? You know, give me a golf course that you got to make shots and you got to play smart, as opposed to averaging 63.5 over 4 rounds to win. That's just me. What did you think about that? And our champion Wyndham Clark, who, by the way, let me take a quick look here, because Wyndham Clark was actually picked in this particular week last week by you, Johnny Lyon. You had the best week, by the way, Johnny. You ended up with $2.3 million. I was second with $1.5 million. Mickey was just under $1 million. Greg, man, no money the week before. And then last week, $200,000. But yet, you have a $200,000 advantage over Johnny, and you've got about $1 million advantage over me, and Mickey's got about $7.5 million total. So he's got some ground to make up. He gets the first pick today. But Wyndham Clark and 30 under. What do you think, Johnny Lyons?
Well, it's good to be on the show with you again. Yeah, I thought the tournament was exciting, and it was a big hype on Lanny Watkins doing the $25 million renovation to hopefully tear down. The pros Scotty shot 31 under last year, and
then Clark got to 30, so it didn't work.
It didn't really seem like that $25 million went to the right places, but Wyndham Clark and that white ping putter, I don't know how many Scottsdale ping white putters they stole this week.
A lot. I promise you.
He looked so good. He putted so well, and it was a joy to watch him win.
Greg Hines, which would you rather see? A tournament where 5, 6, 7 under really got to make shots, or you got to make a million birdies in order to be in the race?
Man, I am a U.S. Open, PGA Championship, Masters. I don't like it when it's more than 10 under.
Me neither.
I'm a big fan of seeing them have to struggle a little bit. I thought it was kind of a lot of money for one shot worse. So, but these guys are good, man. I mean, people tell me all the time, I don't know a lot of these guys' names on tour, and I'm like, yeah, you just need to watch them because they're all that good.
Well,
I mean, they can all flat out play.
That's kind of what it's like this week. I am really shocked. This is the 80th time they are playing at the Colonial, a golf course which I have played many a time because when I lived in Dallas, I got to play it several times, and I love it. It's where Ben Hogan was a member. It's the winner gets a tartan jacket. It's a classic golf course, although it was redone a little bit a year or two ago, but only 4 players in this field have a PGA Tour win. Some of them have many, but even the stars from Texas, Scotty Scheffler, Jordan Spieth, are not coming to this tournament. To me, Mickey Barker, that's disappointing.
It is a little bit, but the schedule really gets condensed. You're heading to Memorial and then the U.S. Open right on the heels of that. So they have to take a week off. It's unfortunate that it's at this event, but again, they have to pick their schedule. You got some big names, Oberg and Thomas and Ricky Fowler, some pretty household names playing in this one too.
You're going to get first pick at it, so I can't wait for what that is because I got the second pick. All right, one last thing for each of you guys. The new schedule is going to come out. The Memorial next year will not be before a major. We still don't know where Memphis is going to have their tournament. What's the one thing you really want to see that could be a change, or it could be keeping it for sure on the PGA Tour schedule? Greg Hines, what do you definitely want to see on next year's tournament schedule?
Well, I want to see Memphis at a spot that's advantageous for a great field. If we're not going to be in the playoffs, let's get us to a spot where the golf course can be in good shape, and we can have a quality field here based on it being a signature event. I think they're going to get it done.
I think they're going to be a signature event if they're not a playoff for sure. Johnny, what's your thought on that?
Well, I would like to see the tournament either be the championship. I don't really like going to East Lake. I don't see the connection with the PGA Tour. It's not a TPC course. They don't own it. We're putting up all the money. I mean, FedEx is. So why should we not have the finals right here in Memphis?
Well, I will say this much. I don't think the current administration wants that because that's only a 35-man field. They want 4 days of full golf. I think that's pretty much what they want. But we'll have to wait and see. Mickey Barker, you're last on this. Anything for sure you want to see from the next year's tournament schedule?
I'm a little bit with Greg. I would like to see it as an elevated event, but mandatory 120 player field with a cut, so we've got as big a field as possible, but also demanding that the top players be here. I would love to see it.
If they're skipping signature events, you're not going to get a full field where you can demand them to get. Look what they're doing in this tournament. It's crazy. Anyway. I appreciate all that insight. Now it's time to make our picks for this wonderful course in Fort Worth. Mickey, you do go first.
Well, this is a tough one between a couple players, but Oberg and Thomas are the headliners, so I think it's a coin toss. I'm going to go with Justin Thomas.
All right. I'm so glad you did, because that means I can take Oberg, who's my favorite. He's got to win a tournament. He's just due. He always screws up one round. Maybe he won't this week. I got Oberg. Johnny, you knew I was going to do that. You're next.
Yep, you love Oberg, that's for sure. I knew that was coming. I'm going to take the hottest player I think is out there, Tom Hoagie.
Wow, Tom Hoagie. All right. Greg, come on now.
Wow.
You had this great start. Your lead, you're 10,435,449. Johnny is 10,227,936. Your lead has gone 2-0. You need something.
I told you I was tired of picking last. I just am going to let you guys get a little bit, and then I'm going to nab you again. It's fine. I'm in a good spot. Sung J.M.
Okay, that's where I figured you'd go. That leaves you, Mr. Mickey.
Well, there's a lot to pick from. Rio Hisatsuni.
You're taking Saskatoon. I learned that one. Saskatoon.
No.
Okay. Woo! I'm going to go with Ricky Fowler. Mr. Johnny?
All right. I'm going to go with, let's see, let me look real quick. I guess he's a German. Steven Yeager?
Steven Yeager. That's my guy. Made money for me last week. He's a bomber, man. All right, Greg.
Oh, well, I can't believe you left him for me. I'll take Ben Griffin. I was hoping to get him on my first pick, and when that Jim was there, so I'll take Ben Griffin.
Okay, I like that. That leads us back to Mr. Mickey.
Well, they say it's a shot maker's course, not necessarily a ball striking course, so Akshay Bhatia.
Oh, you're going with Bhatia. I love that pick. Wow. That means you guys are leaving me. JJ Small. I'm going to go with Alex Smalley. He's been playing so well. Johnny?
Let's see. We'll go with Max Grazerman.
Oh, Grazerman's a good pick. I like that. Last pick, Mr. Greg.
All right, I believe in this guy. He didn't do well for me the last time. Matt McCarty.
Matt McCarty. Yeah, he's up there in the power rankings. Matt McCarty. Okay. So, Justin Thomas, Rai Saskatoon, and Akshay Bhatia for Mickey. He's got the best names. I've got Oberg, Fowler, and Alex Smalley. Johnny's got Tom Hoagie, Steven Yeager, Max Grazerman, Sung Jae Im, Ben Griffin, and Matt McCarty for Greg. The picks are in. Thank you, gentlemen. We will talk again next week.
Thank you, Wolo.
Have a great week.
Later.
Thank you, guys. And again, a reminder, these picks all brought to you by Memphis Public Golf. They got their own championship. They are all in top-notch shape. Go to memphispubliclinks.com to make your tee time. Thanks to everybody who participated. We'll be back our usual show tomorrow. We'll start it off with Pete Pranica. That'll be a lot of fun. Tim Doolin on baseball, and then the Hall of Famer Jarva. That's tomorrow. Johnny Radio comes your way next. Have a great day, everyone.